This is the fourth and final instalment in my series of videos on why Agile projects fail. If you've been with me from the start, then thanks for watching. If you haven't already watched them, why not have a look at my previous 3 videos? The fourth and final reason that Agile projects fail is a bit of a subtle one. Now, I haven't seen or heard this problem described before, but I'm sure someone else must have thought of it. Let me know if you have found anyone else talking about this issue. The fourth reason that Agile projects fail is to do with risk transfer. Once again, the best way to understand this is to look at what happens with traditional projects and compare this with Agile. When you do a traditional project, you agree what will be delivered up front. At least that's what the manuals tell you should be doing. The reality is somewhat different. The client tells you what they want, you work out when you can deliver it and how much you will charge. If these are acceptable, then you start the project. Bear in mind, I am talking about what the textbooks say here. The reality of project startup is frequently a lot messier than this, which is one of the reasons that real project management is so difficult. The key thing is that once this agreement is in place, you have taken responsibility for delivery. Of course, there's always small print, but no one ever reads that, right? When you do the project and it runs late or over budget, which it will inevitably, it's your fault. You're the project manager, you're the expert, and you agreed to do it. The point is that you are taking on all of the reputational risk, which is the only risk that matters to the client as a person. If anything goes wrong with the project, it's your fault and they will blame you. Agile projects, on the other hand, acknowledge the uncertainty that's inherent in projects, and they share the responsibility for managing that uncertainty between the project team and the client. The way that they do this is by prioritizing the requirements, for example using Moscow, and by acknowledging at the outset that not all of the requirements that have been identified at the start will be delivered by the end. When stuff is more complicated than you or the client thought at the start, or the client discovers that the thing that you delivered in the second chunk doesn't achieve the desired effect, even though it works as expected, then it's the client's decision to either make the project longer, that is, add more deliveries of stuff onto the end, or to do less and keep the end date and cost the same. Of course, in reality, exactly the same thing happens in traditional projects. The difference is it tends to happen much later on. In fact, usually about 90% of the way through, and it's not acknowledged at the start that this is going to happen, except in the small print. It's that bit in the terms and conditions about change control. And of course, when it does go wrong, it's the fault of the project manager and not the client. So, if you're an Agile project manager, what do you do about this? This is a really tough one. You can't force someone to take responsibility if they don't want to, especially when they're paying you. I think that the key is to put the Agile approach into the context of previous projects that failed. Everyone will have experienced projects that have either failed completely or delivered significantly less benefit than the client expected. Take the time to ask the client about previous projects and listen to their war stories. Now, you're listening out for 2 things. 1, examples of projects that seemed to be going well until they got close to delivery, when it suddenly became clear that there were all sorts of problems. And 2, examples of projects where it became clear halfway through that some or all of the stuff that was being delivered was either not needed at all or needed to be done in a different way. But because of the way that the project was set up, all of that unneeded stuff was delivered anyway. If you can squirrel away these examples and bring them out when the going gets tough, you can easily help yourself and help the client. Remind them of the problems of previous projects and remind them that the transparency of the Agile approach will prevent this project going the same way. Remember, they'll have their own stakeholders to manage, maybe a program board or their own boss, and if you can help them to project a positive view of the progress of the project, then they won't have to resort to blaming you for everything that goes wrong. I hope you found that useful. That wraps up my series on Agile project failure. I'd welcome your comments if you have any. Is your experience of Agile similar to mine, or have you seen Agile fail for different reasons? Please let me know your thoughts, even if it's just a thumbs up or down. If you have any other topics that you would like me to cover, let me know, and if I think I can add some value to what's already out there, then I'll do my best to cover it in a future video. Please subscribe if you want to be kept updated.